Hey guys, welcome to our all new video with Matt. Today I'm going to show you how to make this easy scrap wood dog bed. But first you're going to need a few things. Alright guys, so to get started on today's project, you will need a sawzall or circle saw. You'll need a pen or pencil, a tape measure, a speed square, an impact driver, 1-inch screws, 1 3/4 screws. You need 2 full-size wooden pallets. You need some 1x6 lumber, some 2x2 lumber. You'll need the dog bed of your choice that you're going to use for this, and you'll need 2 6-foot LED light strips. Alright, so you're going to need to make sure that you have a nice little bit of pallets to work with, guys. That way you got slats and stuff to work with. You got a frame to work with, right? So make sure you have at least 2 for this project, right? So the pillow that I bought for the dog bed, that is huge, right? It's the size of a pallet. So I'm just going to use a whole pallet, right? And that's going to be my base for the bed to actually like lay on, right? But we're also going to need to take another pallet and cut it right down the sides, and I'm going to show you that now. Alright, so say that this right here is your pallet that you're going to use for cutting, right? So we got one pallet already to the side, right? That's the base platform, right? So you're going to take another pallet. You want to make sure your slats are going this way, just like I got it, guys. And you want to take your sawzall, put your blade right against the middle board right here on the left side right here, and cut that straight as you possibly can, right? Just put the blade right against the board and go straight down. Now you can use a circle saw to do this, but I just like using the sawzall for this though. But cut all of those down and then nick the 2 on the back sides real quick, and that's going to give you a half of a pallet size like this, right? So the end that you cut, you can turn that down, and that's going to be your bottom, right? So let me go ahead and give you an idea of how we're kind of working this right here. So there's our big base platform, right? So then we're going to come in, we're going to line those slats up just like it was on the other pallets, right? And you might have to go around and cut some of the boards loose to make them line up pretty good. It ain't got to be perfect because the bottom is going to be covered, right? So yeah, go ahead and get that done. Get your size of your pillow. Like I said, mine is as big as that pallet, so I bought this like extra large like dog pillow, right? So what we're going to do now, guys, is what we got to do is cut a couple of the boards off of the pallet. That way it'll give us access with an impact gun so we can shoot some screws in this thing. Alright, so I got my sawzall ready to go, guys, and what I'm going to do is on the board that's right here and underneath of it, those first 2 boards basically, I want to go ahead and cut those off and get those out of the way for now. We're going to use those boards, but we do want to get them out of our way. Then we're going to go up to the top 2 boards on the ends just like that, like we did there. And we are going to go ahead and cut those 2 pieces of boards off too, guys, and that's going to help us be able to get in there, like I said, with the impact gun. You can see the dogs are excited. They're ready for this bed that they've been waiting on. So yeah, let's go ahead and get those slats cut off now. Alright, so now on my 1x6 wood right here, guys, we need to cut out 2 side pieces at 35 inches each, guys. So go ahead and cut you out 2 boards at 35. Alright, then I need 1 more board cut at 40 inches. Alright guys, so on the 2x2 boards that we have, guys, we need to cut out 4 of them at 5 3/4. Those are going to be your legs for each 4 corners of the bed. Alright guys, so we've got everything ready to go, so we're now ready to assemble. So what I want to start with first is just by taking this base right here, laying it down just like this, so the boards are going this way. Then you want to take your headboard right here, line up the ends. Don't worry about if the slats aren't exactly right. Like this one's just a little further over on here. Some of them line up perfect. Slats are just going to be different, guys. So don't worry about the slats, really. Just worry about getting the ends right here lined up here and over here. And what we're going to do is go ahead and shoot 4 screws into this board right here at the corner from the front right here, guys. So make sure the corners are lined up. Shoot you 4 screws in those 4, in this corner right here, 4 screws, and this corner 4 screws, and make sure that everything on the ends is lined up. Alright, so now that you've got your corners secured right there, what we're going to do now, guys, is basically just turn it around. And on the inside of our slats right here, guys, is what we're going to put some screws in. We want to put about 2 screws in each bottom slat right here into this board. That way it's going to keep this nice and sturdy, right? So go ahead and shoot you 2 screws in the middle of these boards all the way down, and that's going to really lock that in nice and tight. Alright, so now we got the headboard attached, guys. I want to go ahead and put the legs on in place, right? So what we're going to need to do is basically flip this thing up just like this right here, guys. And right here is an example of where one of the legs will go. You want to line your leg up right here, right? Put this leg at this corner facing down. And if you need to, I would recommend to use one of your wood clamps to clamp it nice and tight. That way it stays nice and straight whenever you do shoot your screws in there, guys. So go ahead and take a wood clamp right there, shoot you into 2-inch screws. That way you get a nice lock in there, right? So you'll want to repeat that for all 4 of your corners there, right? So make sure you go ahead and put your legs on next. Alright, so this is what it now looks like with all 4 of the corner legs on, guys. As you can see, it raises it off of the ground a good 4 inches or so, and that's going to be in store for later because I'm going to put those LED lights on the inside of the bottom of the frame. But first, I just want to focus on building the bed itself, but we'll get to that. But that's pretty much why we put legs on it. And also, if you ever need to lift it up or move it around, makes it a lot easier to be able to just pick it up right off the ground like that instead of trying to tilt it around and all that just to get to the bottom of it. So let's go ahead and get to doing our sideboards now. Alright, to get started on these sides right here, guys, what we need to do is take our 2 slats that we cut off earlier. And the reason that we cut these 2 slats off earlier was so that we could get into these corners right here without it being a pain in the butt with the impact, right? So you can see how the screws we were able to shoot in from the inside to give it a better lock to the frame right here. So but now we can go ahead and take our 2 slats, go ahead and line them up on the ends, and you want to make sure, like I said, you don't worry about the slats lining up. You want to make sure that these ends line up. So you want to make sure you get those on there nice and perfect, and go ahead and shoot you some screws or nails. Go ahead and get that attached. Then you want to come over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Go ahead and get that one nice and lined up. So once you do all that, then we will be ready to flip it over on its side. So let me get those screwed down real quick and we'll be on to the next. Alright, so we got that attached, the 2 boards. Let's go ahead and flip it on its side like this. Alright, so up top, as you can see what we got going on, guys, and you can see what we need to achieve right here is basically getting this sideboard right here onto this. So what we're going to do is line it up, and like I said, I recommend you can use some clamps right here to clamp it down and all that. But what we need to do is get it lined up in the front first, like up here at the very front. Make sure that that end lines up right there, and go ahead and get you some clamps on it, and then shoot you some screws down. Alright, so now that we've got both of our sides screwed into place, now we'll need to put our front piece on right here, guys. So go ahead, line up that front piece nice and smooth with this front lip right here. Line it up with your boards, and go ahead and shoot you some screws into the front piece now, and it will go on the insides, right? You're not putting it over the top. or it'll be too short. You need to go on the insides, and if you need to, you might need to scoot your board over just a hair or something like that to make it fit. So there you go, guys. Go ahead and get this front lip on now. Alright guys, so real quick, I'm just going to show you how I did my LED lights, and you can do this any way that you want to, but this is how I did mine. I bought 2 of these little 6-foot rolls from my local little dollar store right here, guys. They're multicolor, come with a remote and the power plug. So I wanted to make sure that my power plug was sticking out the back of the headboard a little more, that way it doesn't have to be right up on the wall to reach to an outlet that's nearby. So you can see that's the setup basically right there. It plugs into that. It's got that sticky back tape on it, so I just ran this little sticky back all the way around here, and then I had to do a turn right here. And what I'm going to do later on is I got these like what they're called chicken nails, chicken staple nails, and I'm just going to put them over there. They're like big staples basically, and that's going to make sure that that stays in place right there. So like I said, just use these little rolls right here. So I'm going to use the second roll on the bottom right here up towards the front, right? So I want it when it's laying down, it'll glow out the sides of the bed and out the front. So I'm not too worried about the back, because the back's already got the headboard lights going for it. So I'm going to kind of just lace it around, maybe like start like up here and then come down and loop it all the way around and probably back as far as I can. That way we can utilize that same plug basically, guys. So I'm gonna get that figured out real quick and then show you the results of that. Alright, so this is what I came up with. I started here at the bottom of the front corner right here, guys, and it's only like 6 foot long, so I don't have much to work with. So I started in this bottom corner and just rolled it over here and come up through the side and behind the middle brace right there, and came up through the side over here, and then flipped it over right there so that it's just about dead even with the other plug right here, guys. So that's how I did the LED lights in here. Alright guys, so we got the frame completely built now, and I went ahead and put the dog bed inside. As you can see, that's basically what it looks like now. Now the option's up to you guys. You can paint it, stain it, leave it raw looking wood like that if you want to. It's up to you when it comes to that. So this is what it looks like with the like lights on in the house or whatever. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like with the cool LED lights. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like with nighttime with the LED lights lit up. As you can see, it's got a remote that comes with it, and there's Penny laying on her bed now. She's enjoying it. She likes it. And like I said, you can change colors on it. You can make it anything you want. You can make it flash. You can make it strobe. You can make it do all kinds of stuff with these cool LED lights. So, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to hit that like button down below for me if you haven't already. And subscribe to the channel, guys. I will see you in the next video. Hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Peace.